everyone doing there tonight? This is Cult Flicks Fix 24 back with a video. Hope everyone's doing well out there. It's going to be a video where I'm pretty much going to give brief reviews and my thoughts and opinions on the Mondo Macabro package from, I believe it was like late July to early August. It was the last ones they put out. I did watch the films and I wanted to share my thoughts and opinions with you guys. So everyone sit back, relax, enjoy, and let's get this started. So I'm going to start off first with, let's see here, this is from 1971. This is the Horrible Sexy Vampire. And this one did come with a slipcover. This is probably their first edition with a slipcover. Has some pretty fantastic art, as you can see there. Yeah, this one's pretty much like a vampire tale set in like the gothic horror era there. You got castles and stuff like that, and we have pretty much these girls being murdered. They're trying to investigate. There's a couple policemen, and they're called inspectors during this time, and you got other people that are going to this cursed castle trying to figure out why these women are disappearing. There's some mysterious things, and they believe it's a baron, like an odd baron that died in the 1800s that they rumored still is haunting this castle. There's superstition, but none of them believe it. So they pretty much think it's a killer. And as they get to this castle to investigate, they realize they're wrong. There is a supernatural force in this castle, and he's picking everyone off one by one. So they're sent into a nightmare of hell quick there. And as they unravel this, they start to... Another inspector comes in to investigate, and there's a great-grandson from this castle that inherits it, and he's moving in, and they're suspecting him as the murderer because of the family heritage or whatever, and they don't believe the supernatural stuff. So he gets in this castle, and strange events start to happen to him as well. And it's a question whether he's the one doing it or is it something else, like a supernatural force. But that's the story of this that I could get into. This one it's kind of slow at times. That's my problem with this one. It does have, like I said, like a great gothic atmosphere. It's a unique take on the kind of vampire trope. Like I said, there's supernatural and it's done different. I didn't really personally care for that. I wanted it to go back to the biting and blood stuff. Excuse me, but yeah, this one's decent. It's not bad. It's nothing to blow you away. It's what you've seen before, I mean, but like I said, there is some unique stuff to it. But overall, this one's gonna sit out of like a 3 out of 5. I just thought it's all right, worth a watch. Nothing not too bad, not too special in between there. So it's from 1971, the Sexy Horrible Vampire from Mondo Macabro. So next up, we're gonna get into, this is a Jess Franco film, The Other Side of the Mirror. I believe this is from also the 70s, 1973. And I've been getting into some Jess Franco films. This is probably my fourth film I've seen of his. I'm slowly digging into his library. This one's pretty odd and bizarre. I'm gonna get into the synopsis of it. You got a girl, she's lost her mother, and she's a little girl, and she's pretty much raised by her father. He takes care of her, and she gets used to his style as she grows up. She starts to pretty much get, like, into the opposite sex there. She's starting to have like wanting to flirt with guys and stuff like that. She finds a guy and she wants to marry him, and the father's not taking this too well as he's alone still, and he's pretty much attached to her. He's scared of losing her and being all alone, so she grants if she can get married to this guy, and he does approve it, but you could tell he's really depressed. This starts a tragic event where the dad is he's dead, and this takes a big toll on her. Her name is Anna in this film. She steals the show in this film. So she just, I mean, it's on her wedding day, not her wedding day, but she gets her dress to get married, and that's when she goes to show it to her father and realizes he's pretty much committed suicide. Small spoiler alert there. And this just sets her off mentally. She takes off. She doesn't want to live in that house no more, that they live on an island. She goes, pretty much has a night, like a singer at night, like nightclubs. She does jazz music. She's singing. She's real talented with a piano. And she has a lot of guys that are just falling in love with her, and she has a problem with that since the tragic event of her dad's passing, so she can't get hooked to anyone, uh, like sexually or emotionally. So it sends her into kind of madness. She takes a mirror with her, and she's haunted by her father. He's starting to haunt her, and gives her pretty much like these, making her do these crimes, pretty much commit crimes all around, and murder and stuff like that. That's what it leads into. This is an interesting film. It does have some sleaze in it. It's very tame on the sleaze for a Franco film, I think. But there is some, don't get me wrong, there's some nudity, some stuff in here. But yeah, this one's interesting. It's like a thriller with a slasher element in it, and I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was done really well. I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5 solid. This one's bizarre. It's just very odd, but entertaining at the same time. So that's 1973 is The Other Side of the Door. Other Side of the Mirror. What am I saying here? But that's the second film that was released. And we're going to get into the third one, and possibly my favorite one out of this package here. This is Love Brides of the Blood Mummy. Love Brides of the Blood Mummy. I'm having a hard time saying titles here. And this goes by another title called Lips of Blood. It's shown in the credits when it's there, when it's starting and stuff. But yeah, this one's definitely like a Hammer horror feel to it with some sleaze. We have another inspector investigating. There's women dying all around, and not dying but disappearing. And they send this inspector to this castle to investigate. That's pretty much you got a scientist living in there with his assistant, and he goes in there to question him, and right away notices some bizarreness. The guy pretty much takes a stick and turns it into a cobra snake and threatens him, and telling him if he threatens or messes with his scientist, he'll turn him to stone. So this inspector's like cautious, but so it starts the chain of events in this film. He starts to tell the backstory of what happened, and it leads pretty much this scientist who pretty much got a corpse inside his castle. It's a mummy, and he resurrects this mummy. But by doing this, he unleashes evil. This mummy is pretty much got a instinct to. He has an urge to drink women's blood, and also torture and rape them as well. So it's got some rapey scenes in this. It's real sleazy. This is probably the sleaziest one out of the package. It shows, I would say, it has a good, like I said, gothic setting as well. This has more bloodshed in it than the other films. That's why this is at my top of my list. And it's a pretty solid story all around. There are some slow moments, but then they pick up. And I like the wraparound story and everything else. This one just did it for me a lot more than the other films. So I'm going to give this one the 4 out of 5. This is the Love Brides of the Bloody Mummy. I recommend this one if you're a fan of not only Hammer horror films, but like sleazy Euro horror films as well. This one delivers. It's like a Spanish-French film. It's real bizarre as well, but it does. This is the one I like the most. It had the most, shall I say, horror aspects to it. So this is Love Brides of the Blood Mummy. So those are my reviews for those 3 films from the Mondo Macabro package. It was a little solider than the last one that I reviewed. So yeah, I enjoyed each film. I mean, I went from probably worst to best there, but they still kept me intrigued. But yeah, it's gonna be my review, guys. Please hit a like and subscribe, comment as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Everybody have a great week out there. This is Call Flicks Fix 24, back with a video. Peace.